Hi, this is Tom Stone. Welcome to this class for demonstrations of the waveform optimizing process. Um, I someone else coming in. Okay, so I was just going to say that this call is not a training class to teach you how to do the waveform optimizing. We're going to do that starting on Saturday, and we'll have a approximately 2.5 hour class then, because there's a lot to explain about how and why it works and how you do it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to do all that tonight. Tonight, what I'm going to do is to simply do some demonstrations using the process so that you can see, you can just see it or experience how it works. And yesterday, I gave a session to Carl Joyce, who's on this call. And Carl, would you be willing to share for a minute what happened?
Yeah, sure. Probably for the last year or so, I've noticed uncontrollable shaking in my right forearm and hand, and suspect it's benign tremors, which is something that is actually not uncommon for people who are getting older. Um, we decided to test how many waveforms might be contributing to the problem. We found that there were four. We went through a process of identifying the frequencies and octaves of those waveforms. And then I dropped into the quietness technique and set my intention for my body to produce and introduce the inverse of those waveforms into my body, and especially where I was having tremors. I think that we had a really good session. There were palpable instances of shifts in my body that I felt as we were going through the frequencies. It was a simple process, just dropping into the quietness technique, setting my intention for my body to create an inverse of the waveform that was causing the tremors, and then dropping back into pure awareness and allowing pure awareness to do the work of establishing the inverse waveform to neutralize the waveforms that were causing the tremors. Today, that after we did that session, I noticed a significant reduction in tremors, which is pretty amazing, because anyone who understands neurology understands that the nervous system, it doesn't fix itself. That's why when paralyzed people get injured, they never get better. Neurons are the one cell type in the human body that doesn't regenerate. All the other cells regenerate after 90 days. You're almost a completely fresh person, except for your nervous system, which is what you were born with. You got that, and that stays with you your entire life. So seeing as though I had a significant improvement in reduction in tremors, then today I dropped into the quietness technique and simply ask my body to recall the inverse of the four waveforms one at a time. So recall the first waveform, and then do the inverse of that waveform and flood my system with it. And then I drop back into the quietness and allowed a sufficient amount of time for each of the four to process through. And then today I found that after that meditation, my system was even better than it was yesterday.
Wow, great.
So yeah, not only is the system good at initial results, but we have every opportunity, since our body can remember the inverse waveforms, to just go back into the quietness technique and re-cue those inverse waveforms.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That was great thinking. Great. And so how's the tremoring?
It's very good. The tremors are less frequent, less in intensity, and less in duration. So that's very good. I kind of wonder if I go back and do 2 or 3 more sessions, how close to completely out of the woods I can get.
That's terrific. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was really amazing. And if this process can be used to positively affect the nervous system, that's the hardest thing to do in the human body. All other systems are way, way easier to heal than the nervous system.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, superb. So, one of the things I've noticed about pure awareness techniques when trying to use them to help for, physical problems, headaches, different things like that, is that sometimes it helps, and other times, even lots of it doesn't really do the job. So to have something that can deal with things that are more physical in nature, or seemingly physical in nature. Of course, everything is really just patterns of vibrating consciousness. But to be able to have a technology that we can use from inside ourselves and actually stimulate or activate or upgrade this functioning of the healing process for even physical things. It also, of course, works for emotional things. So in any case, this is a really fabulous development. And I do have a webpage about it on the website that you can check. I think the link to it is in the emails I sent out, but if you just do a search for Waveform Optimizing, you'll get it. And that gives a lot about the background of how I developed it and when and so on. Actually, first version of this was way back in 1994, shortly after I got shot. So it's interesting. So what I'd like to do is to go ahead and do as many demos as we can work in about, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. We'll see how long we'll hold up. And I've got a list of all the people who requested or volunteered to be a candidate for a demo. And what I have found historically in teaching is that when I ask for a demo and I have a whole bunch of people raise their hand or something, I always get the best results by muscle testing who would be the optimal person. So I'm going to test for who and in what order, and we'll go with the wisdom of the body through the muscle testing. And so I'll just start. We're going to start with Trish Krajewski. Yeah, I thought so. Trish, we're going to start with you. So what issue do you have that you'd like some help with?
My right hip feels like it's been locked up for 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
And I'm noticing that it's going up into the right side of my neck. And it feels like no matter what I do, it's just not releasing. So I would like to try it out with Waveform Optimizing.
Very cool. Very cool. Let me just add this pin and remove this pin. So there we go. We can see the two of us good. So where do you feel the problem is the most significant in the hip?
It feels like the right hip joint or the muscle surrounding the hip joint it'll even wake me up when I'm sleeping at night if I just roll on it the wrong way.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's mainly in the hip.
Yes.
And is it kind of referred pain or reflected pain or something that's going up into the other parts of the body?
It feels that way. It feels like it's going up the right side of my body and landing kind of at the right side of my neck. So it's the neck portion is just more of an annoyance, but it's going on for such a while that it would be nice to see if this would help.
Okay, so we'll just do a little bit of quick testing and see which approach is best. So the best approach is for us to use waveform optimizing to cancel out the cause of the problem in the hip. Yeah. And there's a second energy related to the shoulder. No, the shoulder is kind of like a referred pain from the hip, right? So we need
that makes sense.
We need to do something about the shoulder. No, all we need is something for the hip. And there's there's just one frequency. This is cool. It's nice and simple. Good old muscle test.
Okay.
Makes the best choices. Okay, great. So I'm going to introduce you to this wonderful template we have now, which is this. And you can see here that we have some, let's put this back up over here. Yeah. You can see here that we have this I'm just trying to get this to be more or less out of the way. Okay, so as you can see, this is a spreadsheet. And over on the left side, we've got a bunch of numbers and columns. And then on the right side, we've got some graphics. These graphics are generated by putting numbers into certain cells in the spreadsheet over here on the left. Okay? And this is a template. So I'm going to save a new copy of this so we don't use the template up, because we can use the template as a kind of base for saving a file. All right, so this is waveform optimizing for Trish. I had intuited you would be first, so that's why I tested like that. So this is Trish, and this is for the hip, the discomfort in the hip, yeah?
Yes.
All right, so as we do with other things, we often do like a provocation test to get a kind of experiential reality check on how you're doing. So what I'd like you to do is to close your eyes and go into the quietness and just feel the area of your hip, just to get a kind of baseline experiential feel for where it's at, how it's doing. And when you do that, do you feel the discomfort even without moving or anything?
Occasionally, yes.
Okay. All right. So if you'll, let's see, if you'll take a look at the screen sharing, let me redo this. Screen share. Go here, yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is muscle test what the frequency is of this energy that's causing the cause of the hip discomfort. And the frequency is in the hundreds, in the thousands, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to explain this now. I'm just going to do it. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3.12. Okay. So the frequency is 5,673.2 cycles per second. Okay. Now, these wavy lines are from previous numbers that were entered, but I'm going to start entering here. You can see this grayed area. There's a series of numbers, 0.5, 0.4, 0.8, etc. So I'm going to start here. These are the amplitudes of the the harmonics that make up the waveform, that give it its shape. And you'll see if I change one, like if I change this one to something quite extreme, like 0.8, you can see how the waveform changes, right? So the waveform is the composite of all these harmonics, and I'm going to explain all about what all that means on Saturday. So the first harmonic of this waveform that's causing the discomfort in the hip is all of them are percentages of the fundamental amplitude. Yeah. So this one is 0.1234, so 0.4. And this next one is 0.12. And the next one is 0.123. Yeah, it changed quite a lot. You can see the waveform change each time I enter something. This one is 0.1234567. And the next one's 0.123. And the next one is 0.12. And the next one is
Do you muscle test this right now?
Yeah, I'm muscle testing all of these.
Okay. Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and this one is 0.1234, 0.12, 0.12345, 0.123, 0.1234. So when I had you do that little provocation test a few moments ago, Trish, are you feeling the discomfort in the hip now?
A little bit.
And if you move a little bit, does that aggravate the pain?
Usually it does, but at this moment, it's not aggravated.
Okay. All right. Now you'll see there are two different images here. The top one is the form of the wave that's causing the problem. Okay? And the bottom one, you'll notice there's a blue line, which is the exact same line as up at the top, but there's also the mirror image of that line in black underneath it here. And the black goes from here up to here, and the blue goes from here down to here. So this is one full cycle of the wave that's the problem, and one full cycle of the exact mirror image of that waveform. And this is using the principle of wave interference to cancel out the energy that's causing the problem. Now, the way we do the actual canceling is we have the body do it. And the way that's done is that you go into the quietness, like what Carl was talking about. You just go into the quietness, and in the quietness, once you have the quietness pretty well established, then you simply tell the body to create this black line waveform, which is the mirror image of the energy of the problem. And you have it align it so it starts at exactly the same point in time. You can see where the cursor is here, where both the blue and the black lines start, right, at a 0 point. This middle line that goes through the line that goes through the middle is 0. So when this is done properly and completely, the black line completely cancels out the blue line, or we could say the blue line completely cancels out the black line. They cancel each other out, and the resulting waveform is nothing, just a flat line. Okay, and so what happens?
Okay.
What happens is when you're ready, you're going to use a version of locate. And it's basically to just tell the body to make that waveform. And then when you sort of drop that intention into the quietness, then you just stay in the quietness for a period of time, which I'm going to test, 1, 2, 3, which is going to be 3 minutes. Okay? And I've got a little timer on my computer here that I'm going to set to 3 minutes. And you ready to start?
Yep.
Okay, so we're starting. Just go into the quietness. When you feel you're ready to, actually, I'm going to wait to start until we tell the body what to do. So once you feel you have a adequate connection with the silence, let me know.
I do.
Okay, so now just tell the body to create this waveform of the black line aligned perfectly with the waveform of the problem such that it cancels it out. And now we'll start the timer, and you just relax back into the quietness for 3 minutes, and you let the body do the job of creating that waveform and canceling it out. And I'll just mention, it's okay to do this, I won't disturb you too much now. Just mention that because the frequency of this problem waveform is 5,673.2 cycles per second, that means in every second, there's over 5,000 attempts or tries of canceling out this energy. So in 3 minutes, we've got 180 times 5,000 opportunities to cancel out this problematic energy. That should be enough. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen share now for a moment. Come back to you. It's so difficult to do this. Actually, it's so incredibly simple. And when we do the training on this on Saturday, I'm gonna show you how to muscle test for numbers, and I'm gonna show you how to not be concerned about whether you're getting them right or not. Okay, so that'll make it actually very easy. Okay, cool. So let's do another little provocation test. Go ahead and close your eyes and feel that area of your hip. And even if you need to move it around, I can see you're kind of already doing that. How is it?
I'm not really feeling much soreness. When I was in that 3-minute period, it was unique because it felt like my body was trying to produce something that, like the whole offsetting, So it was a new experience, and I would love for this hip discomfort to go away.
Sure.
And have it be canceled out.
Fantastic.
So for the moment, there's not pain, or it's not locked up.
Yay.
So the truth will be in the sleep state, Tom.
Okay, great. So you can drop a note to the Freedom Practice 1 group tomorrow and let us know. That would be
okay.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As with Carl, you can test for whether it's appropriate to repeat it or not. And I can also email you the waveform, so you can have a look at it.
And can I repeat it on my own?
So I think you can muscle test for any questions like that.
Okay. Good reminder.
Yeah, because everything is particularly with this stuff, everything is always individualized. Now, one of the interesting things about this waveform optimizing is that, I don't want to get too much into the teaching, but just to say that because your hip pain may be different than somebody else's hip pain, it's not like you just grab the same waveform and use it, because it may not be right at all. So this is not so much for group sessions. This is highly individualized, and it's actually the specificity of it that I believe is what gives it its power. Because we're muscle testing for exactly that detailed pattern of energy that's causing the problem, and its inverse for canceling it out. So it's working just like a noise canceling headset works, but just on the energies we want to get rid of. And like with the noise canceling headset, it leaves the frequencies of music and speaking, right? And cancels out the high hiss and the low rumble, like if you're riding on a plane or something. So that then you can watch a movie, have a conversation, but without the noise, right? So this is a way of removing the noise in the body that creates things like this hip pain. Very good. Good job.
That makes sense. The noise in the body.
Yeah. Unwanted frequencies, whether they're electromagnetic fields, which is probably what they are, or they're probably not sounds, but we can relate to these frequencies in the range of sounds. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's see who's next.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Veronique.
Is it that like now she did it once and Trish can test, muscle test, how often to repeat or when to repeat? But I'm curious, is it, is this waveform, does it stay? Is it possible it changes? Sometimes things change in life. So I'm kind of,
yeah, it's a very good question. And we're going to handle all these questions starting on Saturday.
Sorry?
Yeah, we're going to handle all these kinds of questions during the training. Right now, I just want to do the demonstrations. Okay? Okay, good.
All right.
So let's test and see who's next. Got a little list here. Is Kimberly on the call? Kim? Let's see. I don't see her. She doesn't look like she made it. Okay. So let's see who's next. So the next person that's muscle testing is Stacy. Okay, Stacy, where are you? Let's get Trish out of here, and we'll go to.
I didn't know I was on the list, but I'm game.
Okay. Right. So, what would you like to have be better?
So we're doing physical stuff tonight, right?
No, it can be anything. It can be emotional, physical, whatever.
Oh, cool. All right, then I would like to not feel as anxious.
I can't hear her.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet. She said she'd like to not feel so anxious. So you're feeling anxious.
Yeah, I'm turning my volume up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. Okay. So the optimal topic for us to work on with Stacy is something regarding the anxiety, right? And so with waveform optimizing, we typically go after the cause of something rather than just the anxiety itself, but whatever it is that's causing the anxiety, and that tends to give better results. Yeah. So this is optimal to do it that way in this case. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the screen share and we'll go back to our template. And we're going to save this one. I'm going to save the one from Trish just so we have that. And now we're going to save it as a waveform optimizing for Stacy. And this is to get rid of the cause of anxiety. All right. And there's just one, there's more than one, there's just one energy causing that. Amazing. That's good. Okay. And so we're going to put in here the cause of anxiety. Okay. And the frequency of this waveform of causing anxiety, which will be different than this is the one left over from the session with Trish. But this one, the frequency of the energy that's causing the anxiety is in the hundreds. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.123. Okay, so the frequency is 548.3 cycles per second. This should be saying CPS. There we go. Okay, and the energy of the harmonics, this one is 0.1, 0.1234, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0.12, 0.123, 0.123, yeah. 0.1234, 0.12, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and 0. Okay, quite a different waveform you can see. And there's a small glitch in the program that sometimes causes this lack of perfect alignment of waveforms, but I can fix that by doing this. There we go, now we have it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is very similar to what we did with Trish, and that is I'm gonna have you go into the quietness for one. You're gonna go into the quietness, and when you're ready, you're gonna tell the body to create this black line waveform aligned perfectly with the blue one, starting at exactly the same point so that they cancel each other out. Okay? And this is in order to cancel out the cause. And the cool thing is we don't need to know what the cause is because the body knows, but the body knows it as a pattern of energy. And we've just precisely crafted and described that pattern of energy so the body knows exactly what to do. Okay? So what I want you to do is go into the quietness and take a few moments to just look off to the side of the thoughts and notice the quietness. You already know how to do that very well. and seem to be about ready to go ahead and tell the body to create this waveform, black line waveform, and align it perfectly with the blue one so that they cancel out. Now the waveforms in the body are not black and blue. These are just visual representations of the nature of these waveforms, just to give the body the idea of what to do. The actual waveforms themselves are very likely three-dimensional rather than two-dimensional like this. But by giving it the specificity of the shape of the waveform, we're so far assuming that this gives the body a more precise definition of exactly what it's to do in order to cancel out the energy. So now I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 2 minutes. And once you tell the body to create the waveform, you ready to do that now?
Yes.
So go ahead and tell the body to do that, and I'll start the timer. And once you've told the body to create the waveform that's going to cancel out the cause of the anxiety, which we've shown it exactly what we want it to do, then you just relax back into the quietness and wait for a couple minutes, and we'll just let the body do its job. Okay, so that 2 minutes is up. I'll just stop the screen share, come back to you. And when you're ready, yeah, you can open your eyes. Good, okay. So we didn't do a pre-WaveForm Optimizing Provocation Test, but that's not a problem because you know what that anxiety feels like. Right? And so now what we want to do is close your eyes and just feel your body and see if there's any change in this experience of the anxiety. Can't hear you.
Definitely feel more calm in this moment.
Oh, excellent. And is feeling more calm like the antithesis or the opposite of feeling anxious?
Yes, I can't feel the electricity sort of that I started the call with. So yes, I'm feeling even hear it in my voice.
That sounds wonderful. Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah. So again, like with the others, if you feel the anxiety again, you can muscle test whether it's appropriate to do the same thing. Now, it may or may not be, okay? in answer to someone's earlier question, will it change? I think it was Veronique. Will it change? You know, it might be different. Well, it might be, because the initial one that we've done may have done its job, but then again, it may be that it's needed more than once. That's a possibility. Yeah. So you can just muzzle test for that. If it comes back, you can just tell the body to create that same waveform and see what happens. Sit with it for a couple minutes. Okay? Now, obviously, all these possible variations of what could be done, you know, like a new waveform that's going to help even more, or some modification of the previous one, or whatever. Okay? These are all things that you'll learn in training, and you'll learn how to test for them so you can get exactly what to do next if there is a need for a next. Now, what I've noticed is in quite a few cases, we'll do something and the problem will do just one waveform optimizing, and by the next little while or the next day or the next hour or whatever, the problem is basically gone. And in many cases, it's not coming back, which is terrific. I mean, to have one simple short treatment and to just, you know, have it cause the energy that's causing the problem just get canceled out and gone. I mean, this is absolutely lovely. This is like the emotional noise canceling headset. Yeah, great. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. All right. So let's see who's next. Sabrina. Okay, Sabrina, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm doing really kind of good at the moment.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I've been doing this with myself like a maniac, and it's like freaking miraculous results.
Tell us more. That sounds fantastic.
Oh my God. Well, so
I trained you just a few days ago on how to do it, right?
yeah, it was your first drive-through. And I've been doing it with clients too, and like phenomenal results. And but just in regards to me, wow. So what I've been doing is working with the issue that's really strong, testing around that. And then I'll test if it's optimal to do pure awareness techniques with this or to use the optimizer. And so sometimes that's what I call this, the wave optimizer. And then so sometimes it tests to do the pure awareness, but a lot of times it's testing to do the wave optimizer. And then what I've found that's kind of cool, that after I'm done, then I'll do like a provocation test. And then if there's anything left over, what I've been doing is testing to see if it's optimal to use pure awareness techniques with this, or if it's better to do the wave optimizer and maybe find a specific, because sometimes things are still there. So I did the wave optimizer, and then it tested to do pure awareness techniques. And I did the pure awareness techniques on top of it. And that's what really got rid of it all the way, like really good.
Wonderful. That's superb cross testing. That's great. And you noticed when Carl was talking about his experience, we had found there were 4 different frequencies. Yeah. And he told me it was actually during the 3rd one that the shaking of his arm just stopped. Like, pretty incredible. Yeah, so this is great. So all these combinations of multiple energy, or doing waveform optimizing and then pure awareness techniques, or the reverse, or doing waveform optimizing and then doing it some more, or doing a different waveform, yeah, because it kind of uncovered something or made something else kind of brought to the front. So all these options we're going to take care of and then when we do the training.
I just want to say one more thing I'm also testing for at the beginning is that if I don't know if it's beneficial for me to share this right now. I don't know, I got a yes. Okay, so what happened was, is I'll test sometimes that we need to know more about the energy. First, I'll test how many frequencies are needed. And then sometimes I need to know more about the energy. Yep. And then has helped me get to a root of an intention that's even deeper. That has been like, I think that has really helped it. So I just wanted to share that.
That's superb. This is the evolution of you as someone who can clarify intention even more, which is really, really excellent. Yeah. And when you do that, you know, that the power of this waveform optimizing is that we can describe an intention in language, right? By just using words or sentences. But we can also describe it as a pattern of energy. And we know that everything that exists is just a pattern of vibrating consciousness, right? And so when we describe it as the exact pattern, this is in a way more specific or more precise than describing it just with words. Does that make sense?
Oh, because we're getting to the specifics with numbers.
That's right. We're getting to the specifics of actually defining how the waveform actually is structured, the precise way in which it's structured.
Yeah, I would give specifics, but I kind of felt like I didn't want to, but I just can't believe how effective this is.
That's absolutely terrific news. Welcome to Mark Winsky. Many of you know him. He's been some of you. Welcome, Mark. Glad you could join us.
Hi.
Great. Okay, so you have an issue you'd like to have a demo on?
Yeah. So I just did a session a couple hours ago on myself, and then what I tested for after is where did I put it? Oh yeah, the other thing I've been doing. So what I need help with, or just what I wanted to do another session with, because I'm so tired, is to resolve all the blocks to my, so I resolved both of these energies and they were huge and I already felt a difference. And then, but I can tell it tested that there's still, I need to resolve all the blocks to stepping into the new reality completely and permanently.
And the new reality is what?
So there's blocks that are, I guess, that are blocking me from stepping into the new reality of the session that I just did. So I removed the blocks that were at the base of a problem that I don't want to say out loud.
Fine.
And then, so I resolved the blocks to that, and then I tested around it, and I just got that. I've done this before, one or two other times, where after I was finished, I've got that there were blocks to there were energies that were walking me into stepping into the new reality of a world completely without, with this
without
new
that problem. Yeah, I get it. Okay, yeah, good. So this is something we can do as a demo, and yeah.
One more demo is a possibility.
Yeah.
My extreme uncomfortableness with being on camera.
This one.
So I don't know, one of those two.
This one would be even better for us to do. Yeah. Let's do that one. Okay.
That would be great. Okay.
So this one will be an easy provocation test. If you just close your eyes and go into the quietness a little bit, and you just think about being on camera, and then
I'm already there.
You're already there. So what kind of feeling comes up?
Anxiety.
Okay. We need to be more specific about it. No. So there's just an anxiety with the experience of being on camera. Okay, good. So let's go to the screen share, and this is an optimal candidate for waveform optimizing? It is. Great. So we're going to save this previous one of Stacy's. And now we're going to save as and save a version of this for Sabrina. And this is also going to be the cause for your anxiety. Now, we just saw a waveform for the cause of anxiety for Stacy, and you'll see that the word anxiety can mean a lot of different things. If we did, 100 people for their anxiety, it'd be very interesting to see what similarities there might be in the waveform. In any case, we're going to go ahead and do this cause of anxiety for Sabrina. We'll save that. And yeah, we can leave this alone and we can check for the frequency. Now, the frequency of your anxiety is in the thousands. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's already like vibrating 6 times faster than the one, at least 6 times faster than the one that Stacy had. So that's so the next number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.12. Okay, so we have, I didn't do it right. Let's redo it. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. 8.12. There we go. Retested. 3,458.2 cycles per second. And just kind of notice what the waveform looks like. Sabrina's is likely to be quite different. And it's the amplitude of the second harmonic is 0.1, 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0.12, 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow.
Weird looking.
Yeah. 0.8. There we go. That's more accurate. Let's get this relined up here. Okay, that's better. All right, and let's see, that was 0.8. The next one's 0.123. 0.1, 0.12, 0.1. Okay. So you can see quite different waveform shape and different frequency. So it would be very unlikely to be the same. Okay, so welcome, Janet.
Tom, can you check something really quick?
Sure.
I just tested that there's 2 energies at the base of this. Can you test for that?
I'll check for that, yeah. Okay, so we have 2 energies. Let me just exit the screen share here for a moment. So don't know what happened to Janet G. Looks like dropped off. Okay, so there are in fact 2 energies contributing to the anxiety for Sabrina. Yeah, good intuition. That's great. Good. So I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and do 2 things. We'll do this one first, and then we'll call it cause of anxiety 1. Okay, and this is the waveform for that one. And so let's go ahead and go into the quietness again. This one needs just 2 minutes. So we'll use the 2-minute timer again. Let's just do that. So go ahead and go into the quietness.
Can I let you know when I'm in it and then you can start it? Because sometimes it takes a little while.
Exactly. That was what I was just going to ask you to do.
And then I'm just gonna say I'm looking at the frequency, and then I'm just gonna say what I'm looking for.
Right.
Okay.
Good. So you've just told the body to create the mirror image waveform of the energy that's causing the anxiety, first energy. And then you tell it to do that, and you just relax back into the silence and let it do its job.
I can't really go into the quietness. I'm sorry. I don't know. Can you? I don't know. I'm getting like panic coming up.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Just the best you can. Just kind of ignore the thoughts and images and things that are coming, and just relax back into the quietness just to the extent that you can. It's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect silence for the body to do its job. Okay. Okay. So let's come back to.
Wait, don't take a picture of it in case it didn't work.
Yeah, I've saved it, so I can come back and make a picture of it if you need to.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I saved it. So I'm gonna stop screen share for a moment. It's appropriate for us to do the second energy before doing another provocation test. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so let's do that. We'll go back to the screen share, and we're gonna save this next one as anxiety number 2. And okay, frequency of number 2 is in the hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 700, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.12. Okay, 745.2 cycles per second. And the amplitudes of the harmonics are 0.123, 0.1234, 0.1234567, 0.12, 0.1, 0.123, 0.1234, 0.1234567, 0.12345, and 0.1 and 0. Okay, so this is the new waveform, and it's vibrating at 745.2 cycles per second. We want the body to create the black line waveform for canceling out the blue line one. And these are, of course, just representative, to give the body the idea of what to do. So, okay, go ahead and go into the cut, go into the quietness again. This needs 2 minutes. So when you're ready, let me know. We'll start the timer.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start. So just have the intention to, I don't know, someone's got their speaker on. You could turn it off so we don't hear that background noise. That'd be great. So I just tell the body to create this black line waveform that we've defined and align it so it cancels out the second cause of the anxiety. Okay. So I've just put in the chat the URL for the detailed web page as the explanation of the waveform optimizing. And at the very bottom of that page, rather long page of information, at the very bottom, there's a link to the shopping cart. So if you want to register for the training class on Saturday, you can use that link to the shopping cart and register that way. Okay, great. Mark, glad you could join us. Good to see you. So, okay, Sabrina, we want to now do a little bit of a provocation test and see how the anxiety level is. How are you feeling?
I don't feel any different. I'm sorry. I feel anxiety.
No, that's all right. So the thing about the results of this is that they can be anywhere from immediate to taking a while longer to having to do something more. Let's see, we need to do something more. No, so the process of the reduction of the intensity or even the elimination of the energy of these two energies that have been causing the anxiety, that could be like in process, right? It's not necessarily instantaneous, even though it has lots of opportunities to weaken or cancel the energy. Sometimes it may take a while for the body to go through its healing process.
I also just muscle tested if I need to work more on that. Yeah. And so I know that I would trust your muscle testing over mine right now in regards to that, but so I could also do it later today.
Right. Optimal to do something.
I was just gonna say where I noticed a difference was when I finished the first energy, I felt like I might have had more anxiety, but then when I went into the quietness to work with the second energy, I noticed that the anxiety was there, but I was actually able to feel the awareness or the quietness outside of it, which I couldn't do the first time. So I feel like that was proof that the first energy, like I just could tell it made a difference for being on the quietness.
Okay, good, very good. Right, excellent. So you can just test yourself later whether it's appropriate to do more on this. My intuitive sense is to let it be for a bit. Yeah, see how it goes. But you can trust your own intuition and your own muscle testing. Okay, very good. Thank you. So I hope it gets thoroughly resolved. Excellent. So who else? Let's see who else might be appropriate. Veronique, are you still there? Did you go?
Yes, I am still here, but I just texted. I have friends over from the mainland, so I have to leave really soon.
Okay.
I'm meeting them. Yeah. I thought I told you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure if there is enough time. I would love to, but I'm not sure if there's enough time.
You have like 5 minutes?
Sorry?
You have 5 minutes?
Yes.
I think we can get it done in 5 minutes. Let's see.
All right.
Okay, so you mentioned some problem with your heel or foot?
Yeah, the Achilles, and I wrote down a little list here.
Yeah.
That has been bothering me for a very long time, maybe a year, 7 months. I'm not hiking the hill here.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your note about that. And so this is Veronique. I'm not going to do a lot of, this is for the ankle, huh?
Achilles,
yeah. Achilles heel. All right, I don't know if it's spelled right, but that's okay. We're going to just go for the cause of the pain in the Achilles heel, huh? All right, the frequency of this is in the hundreds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 352.7. And the harmonics are, I'll just test them really quickly. 0.1, 2, 3, 4. 0.12. 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0.1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.12, 0.1, and 0. Okay, so a very regular looking kind of waveform here. So go into the quietness, and when you're ready, tell the body to create the black waveform and align it to cancel out the blue one at 352.7 cycles per second. And we'll give it, we need 2 minutes. So just tell me when you're ready to start, after you've told the body what to do.
Can you repeat once more? So I go in the quietness, and what do I tell my body?
You tell the body to create the black line waveform and align it with the blue line waveform.
Create what?
Create the waveform in the shape of the black line on the screen. On this lower waveform, huh? The black line. Can you see it?
The black, I need to create the black one. All right.
Yeah, there's a black one and a blue one. And you want to create the black one and align it perfectly with the blue one like it is here in the drawing so that it cancels it out. And as soon as you start, as soon as you tell the body and you start, then you relax back into the quietness.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, and start. It'll be 2 minutes.
Do I have to look at this waveform?
No, it's okay. Your body's already seen it and knows what to do. So you can just sit with your eyes closed, relax back into the quietness, and let the body do its job. Okay, that's finished. So come back off of the screen share. So the problem mainly occurs when you're hiking, or it's there all the time?
It is, I quit doing the hike. It's a really steep hike here to the ocean. So I didn't do it because it's too painful. And it already did improve a lot. And when I started, when I woke up in the morning, I could barely walk.
Wow.
Or it was very painful. I not have that anymore, but like,
is there?
I massaged and felt my heel before we did this, and now it feels a lot better.
Now it feels a lot better. I like the sound
of that. I think so. Yeah.
Terrific. 5 minutes. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have the feeling I have to do this more often. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Can use the same energy. Just do again a few times. Yeah, you can use the same energy. Go ahead and experiment with that. You can muscle test you know, how much, and yeah, maybe we can get rid of this problem. That would be good. Huh?
That would be a miracle for me.
Well, if it's already
I
better,
love miracles.
yeah, if it's already better, that's the beginning of a miracle, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Enjoy your visit with your friend.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Great class.
Great. Okay. So anyone else who's here have something they would like to work on? Mark, how about you?
Yeah, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a remaining issue with my right shoulder.
Yeah. I know you were using the TerraCare, iTerraCare on that, and it was helping, right?
Yeah, I think it's improved a good 80%. But
Wow.
I still and noticeably different.
Wonderful. That's great.
But there's a little remaining, so maybe this would be a good one to try.
This is a good topic for Waveform Optimizing. Yeah, let's do it. What the heck, huh? All right. So here's Mark. We'll remove Veronique. There we go. Yeah, good to see you, man. All right. So let's take a look at what which shoulder is it?
My right shoulder.
Right shoulder. Okay, so we're going to save this Veronique one, and then we're going to save it as Mark. Mark W. And this is the cause of, we want to get to the cause of the right shoulder pain. Yeah, and by working on the cause, this may have a different effect than the use of the iTerraCare. We're still early in our exploration of both of these new modalities, but let's see what happens. As you sit with it now, Mark, and you move it a little bit, can you feel that remaining 20% discomfort?
Yeah, when I put it in a certain spot.
Okay, okay. So that spot is where the energy of the cause is, in fact, creating this problem. Yeah, okay, good. So let's do that. So the frequency is in the thousands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 1, 2, 3, 400, 60, 62.8.
Is that by muscle testing, Tom?
Yeah, I'm going to show how to muscle test the numbers on Saturday. And we'll record the class. I know you can't make it, so we'll record the class so you can watch the video. We also either already have, or I'll set up a Slack channel for people who are doing this so we can ask questions and compare ideas and, you know, share examples and stuff. Okay, so the harmonic amplitude of the second harmonic is 1, 2, 3, 4.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0.1, 2, 3, 0.1.
And that's also by muscle testing?
Yeah, I'm doing all this through muscle testing. And at this point, and I'm going to show exactly how to do that on Saturday. And this is 0.1, 2, 3, 4. 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0.1, 2. 0.1. 0.1, 2, 3, 4. 0.1, 2. 0.1. Okay. So can you see it on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll see in the top one, it's just showing the form of the wave that's causing the residual discomfort, okay? And the bottom one shows the black line is the exact mirror image of that. And we have it aligned in such a way that when your body creates it in exactly the right waveform, starting at exactly the right point, which is the same point where the blue line starts, that this is going to create the waveform that's going to be the exact mirror image of the problem and cancel it out. So what I want you to do is go into the quietness, and as soon as you're ready, you can tell the body that. And you're going to do this for 3 minutes. I found it's usually 2 or 3. And this time it's 3. So when you're ready, tell me, we'll start the timer. You can tell the body to create that black line waveform to cancel out the cause of the Achilles heel discomfort.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, good. So we'll go ahead and start. So just tell it that, and then just relax back into the quietness and just let the body do its job. And it's okay if thoughts come, they're bound to come. Just don't give them any significance. Just relax. Just each time a thought comes, look off to the side and just relax back into the quietness again. Okay, now Mark, before you move your arm to do a provocation test, when you do that, just do it slowly, gradually, don't go fast. Okay? You can go ahead and do that now and just see if in that point where you were having the discomfort, whether it's any better.
I would say it is a good 50% reduced from what it was a few minutes ago.
Wow. So you had
there's
about
still, yeah, there's still.
Yeah, you had about
Yeah,
20%, you had about 20% of the pain left. Now it's down to 10.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. And the pain and the sensation is a little different.
Okay.
It was sharper before, and now it's sort of a dull sense. So yeah, I noticed a difference.
Sure sounds like progress.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, thank you.
Isn't that incredible? Like 3 to 5 minutes and you can make that kind of change?
Yeah. Yeah, and I noticed when I was in the quietness, I had a slightly different sensation of maybe, I'm not sure I can describe it, but it was pleasant. It was more of a relaxation sensation.
Nice.
That I sensed immediately upon going there.
Fantastic. Really great. So Farhad has to go. Bye, Farhad. Thanks for joining us. Okay, that's terrific, Mark. I think it'll be great for you to learn how to do this because, you know, the next stage of this may be, it may require either a different waveform or a slightly modified one or something, or pure awareness techniques like, or more iteric hair, but you've got this wonderful menu to choose from now and to muscle test from, and everything is working. This is great. That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so is there a class Saturday, did I hear?
Yeah, there's going to be a class from 9 to 11:30 on Saturday, and we'll record that. I think you mentioned something in a message, you're going to be away or gone or something. So we'll record it, and then we'll have another class about a week later, maybe the next Saturday. We'll see how the schedule and timing is for me. That's a little bit open at the moment, but we'll have it in about a week. And that'll be an opportunity to share experiences and ask questions and get, you know, more guidance about how to do that. And, you know, to the extent that we need to, we can even add another class later if it's appropriate. But I'm very, very impressed with how quickly and how significantly this is making changes for people. And it's also lovely that we're able to do stuff for things that would have the appearance of being more physical in nature. And whether they have an emotional disruptive energy at the core of it or not, it doesn't really matter. And we don't really need to know whether it's emotionally caused or whether it's physically caused, like an injury or something like that. As long as it works and gets rid of the problem, we don't mind, you know, don't actually really care. So that's great. Thank you for that nice email about Sedona. It sounds really cool. I don't know if you know, but Trish, who you've worked with, I think in your mentoring classes, who's in the picture lying down at the moment, Trish lives right near Sedona, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So actually lives in that lovely area, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. About 20 minutes away.
That's terrific. So I think we still have a little bit of time. And we have just a couple more people.
I'll go.
Yeah. Patty, I was going to call on you next. Okay, thanks, Mark. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And Patty, let's do something for you. Hi.
Okay. Hi. So I've got a sore back for about 15 years.
Oh my.
And a right interior in the hip for about the last 3 years. And it would be wonderful to be able to stand up straight again.
I got you. Okay. So
even lay down straight.
Sure. Of the two things, of the hip or of the back, which one is the one you'd prefer to get better first?
The back.
Okay, let's do the back. And is it in central back, low back, right, left?
Low back.
Low
Just
back.
above the tailbone, about 3 inches above the tailbone.
Okay, I gotcha. So let's go to the chart here and we'll save the one from Mark. we're going to get it. I think we're going to get to you, Susanna, as well, if you're still around. So we'll get to everybody. This will be great. Farhad had to bow out.
I'm here.
Yeah, great. Good. So we'll go ahead and do Patty, and then we'll do you. And that'll give us a good, nice batch of demonstrations. We're getting, with the exception of Sabrina, we didn't feel particularly any change, but I think in most cases, everybody else is feeling some significant change, which is fabulous. So, okay, so the frequency, let's first get to what this is. This is low back. And we're gonna save this one as WaveForm Optimizing for Patty, P-A-T-T-E-Y. And this is to get rid of the cause of the low back pain. Is that fair?
Yep.
We'll do it like that. Yeah, pain, low back, good. By the way, my second wife's name was Patty.
What's this?
My second wife's name was Patty.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Spell it E-Y?
No, she spelled it P-A-T-I, actually.
Oh, okay.
Different spelling, but same pronunciation. Anyway, just curious, just out of interest.
Tom, did she have a pain in the back or in the neck?
This was, you're talking about,
I could.
talking about my former wife? Maybe I was the pain in the neck.
Right.
You were a
Yeah,
pain in the
that
neck.
pain can occur anywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do the pain in the back for Patty. I'm going to come back to the template. And we've got this, the text part is okay. Now we're going to do the frequency, which is in the hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 400, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 point, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the frequency causing this low back pain is 445.3 cycles per second. And I'm just going to quickly check the amplitudes so we can get those done. 0.123, 0.1234, 0.1234567 8, 0.12, 0.123456, 0.123, 0.1, 0.1234, 0.1, 0.1, and 0. Okay, so again, we see a different waveform, and this is at 445.3 cycles per second. Now, I know, Patty, you've been working with Stacy, right?
I have.
Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, she's kept me a little bit abreast of how you guys are doing. Sounds like you're making some good progress. That's terrific. And you know how to do the quietness technique, to go into the quietness by looking off to the side?
I do.
Yeah, good. Okay, great. So I'd like you to do that. And when you feel you're pretty settled into that quietness, and you kind of sense that sort of emptiness in the background in which the thoughts are occurring, just let me know. And then we're going to do the waveform for 2 minutes. And we will start when you feel ready. And what you're going to do is tell the body, you're going to tell the body to create this black line waveform and align it with the blue one so that they cancel out.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going. Okay, that's finished. All right. So you know what this low back pain feels like. You've known it for 15 years. And there must be some way in which you can sort of move a little bit or something to check out whether it's the same or whether we have some change. Wow.
Yeah, it's just the hip that stopped being, but I felt a heat happen in the lower back.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to tell when I start to do anything, because the minute I do anything, it ramps right up.
Okay. So if you were to just stand up and walk a little, would that do it?
Oh yeah, the minute I start to do anything, it just hurts.
So why don't we very gently try just kind of standing up and walk a few steps and then sit back down. Let's see if even in the walking, if there's any improvement. Is it okay?
Okay, just say I'll have to.
Worth a try, huh?
Yep. Hang on.
That's fine. You go ahead and adjust everything the way you need to. It's totally fine. And no need to overdo it. Just a little bit of moving around and then sit back down. That'll be great.
Okay, just
All right, Carl. Thanks so much for being here. See you later. Okay. So how was that? Any difference?
yeah, there is.
All right.
I'm actually amazed.
All right. So on a scale,
I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, we'd love to hear. I'm going to put everybody into a Slack channel so we can have discussions about this stuff. This will be great.
So this, you don't need to purchase any machinery. You just do it online?
You have the ideal machine right there in your body. This is like teaching the body how to be this is like teaching the body how to be a QEO. That's our machine for canceling out these unwanted energies in the body. Turns out the body can do it when it has the right information. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if before that energy of the pain was 10, what is it now when you're moving around?
I think it's about, out of 10, it'd be 7 out of 10.
That's terrific.
There's a relaxation in there.
Nice, nice. A 30% reduction, feeling of relaxation. I think.
I wish I'd taken the hip now.
Well, you know, I'm going to send out this video to the people who are here, and that way you can see the waveform again. If you want, you can also work with Stacy to help you muscle test what to do next. Very good. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good job. Great. We got improvement is good. We like improvement. Okay. I'm going to unpin.
So Patty, could you just, I couldn't quite catch the difference you felt.
It's how do you describe it? It's like there's a freeing up, like it's not like stronger. It's looser.
30% less.
The tightness is not nearly as tight.
And more relaxation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 30% less pain and more relaxation. That's fantastic. In five minutes, we can do something like that. The potential for this new process, as we learn more about it, we try it out more, we experiment with it, yeah, we refine it. The potential for being able to have the body be very specifically guided in how to heal itself. This is phenomenal. This is a really great development. Yeah. And here I've been sitting on it since 1990.
How did you come on this, Tom?
Well, the whole story is on the webpage. I put the link in the chat, and you can read about it there. It was right after I got shot in 1993. I had 2 surgeries. And after the second surgery, I was just recovering from it at home, and I got a bad cold. And I had been, I'll just tell you very quickly, just this quick little story. I had been studying at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. I was studying classical guitar and composition. And I happened to take a class on musical acoustics, physics and mathematics of music. And I was just fascinated by it, completely enthralled. I went and found every book I could find, and I bought them and read them all. And one of the biggest concepts that's used is the interaction of waveforms. And the principles that are used in like a noise canceling headset, which picks up the environmental noise and cancels it out, but it leaves the frequencies of music and speech so you can watch a movie or have a conversation. This is similar in that we're canceling out the unwanted energies that are causing the problem and leaving the good energies that are our normal functioning, leaving those alone so they can just function normally. So I'll be teaching all about how to do this, exactly why it works and how it works. We're going to teach that starting on Saturday, and I've made the price for the course very inexpensive, just $87 for 2 classes, actually, Saturday, and then we'll have another class a week later. So this will be a really nice addition to our toolbox of what we can do with IGO. And I'd love for everybody who's doing IGO to learn this and be able to do it. Kim McMillan, you didn't get a chance. Did you want to try it too?
Now, did you not tell Susanna that she was next?
I'm going to do her next, but I reminded me to see you and check and see if you wanted to get in the queue.
Oh. Well, thank you. I don't know if everybody's capable of doing more. I'm willing if the time allows.
Well, yeah,
maybe you could do some.
Yeah, it only takes 5-10 minutes per person, and it's not been 2 hours yet. So I'm okay with going a little longer. I'd love to have everybody get a chance to try this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Susanna, you're next. Thank you, Patty. So Susanna, if you want to unmute.
Sorry, it wasn't responding to my finger.
That's all right. And if we can see you, that would be lovely too.
Yeah. I'm actually going back in the house right now. Oh.
So some people are dropping away, but we can hang on and get you and Kim done. And that way everybody will have had a chance. Hey, there you are outside. Nice.
Going back in.
Okay, great. So what issue would you like some help with?
Well, there's so many. I was thinking an issue I'm having with connecting to myself and being there for myself.
Okay.
And that affecting like connecting with others. It's a really deep one.
Affecting what?
And that would be great to work on. But when he was working on the hip, I've been having trouble with my right hip too. And as I was walking around, I got big shock, like a zap.
Oh, wow.
That my hip pinched. So it's either the hip or the deep brain connecting with myself.
So you do have a preference?
Yeah, I'm curious to see if this actually works. Just like Mark and Bernie.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, why don't we do something really obvious like the hip pain then?
Yeah, let's see if it actually helps, because it is quite a pain.
Yeah. So as you're moving around now, you can feel the pain, right? Okay, that's this is a good pre-provocation test. Yeah, let's try this because this will be very obvious if it works. So we'll go ahead and save the one for Patty. And now we're going to save one.
So I know you said we don't have to have it, but is this a program that we can use too?
Yes. And I'm going to not only train people on Saturday, but everybody's going to get a copy of the template for doing the waveforms. You have to be able to use Susanna. Yeah, you have to be able to do use Excel, Microsoft Excel.
I don't know if I'll have that.
Well,
but I can try.
You can also use. I think you may be able to use Google Sheets, but maybe not because there's some complexities to this. In any case, we can see.
It'd be good to have. Right.
Okay, so this is, we want to get rid of the cause of the hip pain. And that's going to be cause of the hip pain. Okay. So the frequency that's causing the hip pain, there's more than one, just one frequency, and it's in the hundreds and thousands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 500, 80, 83. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Does that make me able to do this more on my own with using that number?
Well, the thing is, let's figure out about your training and use of the template and stuff later. Let's just get this demo done, and then we can talk about that afterwards. Okay? Okay, good. So the frequency is 4,583 cycles per 0.3.4, 4,583.4 cycles per second, okay? And now we're going to find the form of the wave by muscle testing the harmonics. And the first one's 1, 2.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Second one is 0.1, 2, 3, 4. 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.1, 2, 3. 0.1, 2. 0.1, 2, 3, 4. 0.1, 2, 3. 0.1, 2. 0.1. 0.1. 0.1. Okay, quite different again from the others. Okay, so you can see there's a black line down below, blue line up above. And what I want you to do is go into the quietness. We need 2 minutes, yeah. Go into the quietness, and when you feel ready to do so, then tell the body to create this black waveform and juxtapose it with the blue one to cancel it out. And as soon as you tell the body to do that, let me know, and I'll start the timer. And you can just relax back into pure awareness.
So do I visualize the black line?
No, you don't have to visualize it. Just, the body already has the data from just looking at it. So you just tell the body, create that one.
create that waveform. Okay.
Create that waveform, cancel out the cause of this hip pain. So if you got that, I'll start the timer. And we're going. Okay, that should be complete. So let's get out of the screen share. So you were moving around a little bit beforehand to kind of see what the status of the hip was. Let's move around a little more, see if there's any change.
I got up and that hurt. Sorry, it's so dark. Make it a light.
It's okay.
Better from it. Yeah, it still hurts. I would say not as much. Of course, like turning or moving around something surprises it.
Right. So hurting not as much is a good development. And this is like immediate, right after we've done it. There may be, it may get even better over the next, minutes, hours, like that.
It feels strong. I feel stronger in the center of my pelvis.
Oh, good. That's good.
So but I feel it through my whole spine now. My right shoulder, my neck. There was a big release. And it's interesting, the waveform, when I closed my eyes into the quietness, I started seeing the waveform and feeling it in my body.
Uh-huh.
And it was, and I don't know what that means, but I learned with this technique to not focus on that. And I went back in the quietness and just saw it.
Good. Very good.
And I felt releases everywhere. And then I felt like crying really deep in my heart.
Oh, wow.
And the wavelength for infinity in the middle of it. And that was like right in my heart. And so again, I've learned not to collapse into the emotion. So I went back into the quietness and just witnessed this feeling of crying. And
so overall, overall now, how does it feel? Like how on a scale of 1 to 10, if it was a 10, what would it be now?
A 4.
Wow, that much change. Wow, that's fantastic.
Because I feel strength in my leg when I walk.
Oh, this is superb.
Yeah.
Really, really good news. This is good for you. So you can see about doing more, and it'll be fine. Fantastic. Very good. Thank you so much. Best wishes to comfortable walking. Right. And Kim, I didn't want to put you on the spot by suggesting this. If you want to have a demo, I'm happy to give it to you. If not, that's completely fine.
I'd be willing to have a quick one if you are able.
I have no problem with it. I'm actually feeling energized because virtually everyone is getting some really
there's been
some really significant improvements. This is fantastic.
It's true. It's really big change in short times.
Yeah.
I don't really have any physical discomfort right now.
Okay.
Almost all of my the issue would be sort of emotional or mental, where I've been feeling really confused, where it's been very hard to get anything done.
Okay.
So to the point where even simple tasks are becoming hard lately. So it's more, there's a sensation in my head that I have. It's almost like I feel a pressure of almost like water pressure inside my head.
Wow.
And I'm feeling a bit dull, like I can still think, but my ability to actually be effective at anything is just so impaired right now. It's embarrassing.
Okay.
So it's more of a feeling of pressure in my head that's related to kind of a general sense of difficulty getting anything done.
Okay. So it's kind of like a block.
Is that too general?
No. I think I think we can work with that. So there's some kind of block, energetic block that's causing you to not be able to engage in what you would consider to be normal functioning.
That's right. Almost every important thing that I think I would like to do and I'm interested in doing, there is some opposite resistance that takes precedent over it to the point where I've almost become immobilized.
Wow. Okay. So we can work with this with waveform optimizing. Yes. So let's make a copy of this for you. We have Kim. Would it be fair to call this immobilization?
Yeah, that's a good way to characterize it.
Okay, so we want to get rid of the cause of the immobilization. Yeah?
Yes.
All right, let's see what we can do. So as you kind of just sort of notice your whole body-mind situation, can you just kind of feel this sort of immobilizing, blocked, there's a kind of quality to that. Can you feel it?
Yes, I can. It almost feels as though there is a pressure inside my head that's blocking my ability to think. So it feels like a physical pressure inside my head.
All right. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of we want to cancel out the cause of the pressure in your head that's creating this kind of immobilization.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Sounds like it's all.
Yeah, I think we've got the right language. Now we'll get the right waveform. So the frequency is in the hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is vibrating at 542.3 cycles per second. And the harmonic energies are 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 0.1, 2, 0.1. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. 0, 0, 0. Okay. Okay. So here we have the waveform. We have the frequency. Your body's got all the information it needs. We'll just straighten this out. There we go. So what I want you to do, Kim, is to go into the silence. And when you're ready, tell me. We'll start the timer. And you can tell the body to create the black line waveform, which is the mirror image of the energy of the problem, this problem of this pressure in your head creating this immobilization. And you just tell the body to create the perfect mirror image waveform, and then you just relax back into the quietness for a couple minutes. And once you've told the body what to do, and tell me and I'll start the timer. Okay?
Okay, Tom.
Okay, we're going. So you just relax back into the quietness and let the body do its job of creating this perfect mirror image waveform of the energy that's causing the pressure and the feeling of immobilization. And let's see what happens. Okay, 2 minutes is done. I'll come back from the screen share. All right, so I don't know whether you'll be able to tell any difference yet or not, but maybe. Quite frequently we see some immediate change, and then oftentimes...
You know, it, about midway through, there definitely felt like there was some electrical activity going on in my brain.
Okay.
It felt like there was a bit of an electric current going through my innerness inside my, it felt like there was electrical activity, like some, perhaps a reorg happening of some kind.
Okay.
But I seem to be breathing with a little more, like I didn't really think of myself as having any breathing tightness, but right now it feels much looser than it was. So definitely there was some shift occurred. I guess it will.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait. I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. How does the pressure in the head feel?
Yeah, there seems to be a like it's not completely gone, but it seems like an improvement. I would say that perhaps
yay,
maybe half of what was there, perhaps.
Oh,
so,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, so there's a little more spaciousness in there. It felt like there was no room in there, Tom. It just felt like there was like somebody put a pressure hose in my head or something. So right now there feels like there's some spaciousness there that wasn't there before.
And there's some room for you.
Yes.
Very good. This is great. Oh, I'm so glad we waited and included you. That's terrific.
Well, thank you for including me.
You're so welcome. And this is obviously a technique that works for you. So to do more of it will be really good. Even to learn to do it yourself would be good if you can do that. You know, maybe now you'll have the space in your mind. You can learn to do it.
Well, it's sort of laughable, but it's really not. It's when there's important things to do, like even the exercises inside of this program,
right?
You know, it hasn't really made much difference whether it was sort of a physical task, like having to go and do something with my car, or whether it was asking myself to do some homework or do some study or do. It didn't seem to matter what the subject matter was. There just seemed to be difficulty in getting almost anything done.
Basic functioning.
So it was more of a kind of a global, not to borrow your phrase, but it was more of a global malaise that had settled in. So
very good.
So this is good to feel some spaciousness, Tom. Thank you.
Great. So if you haven't copied the link in the chat, please.
I'll definitely see you. I'll see you Saturday.
Okay, fantastic. That's great. So definitely everyone copy the link in the chat, because when I close the Zoom, that'll go away. And that way you can go to the page that tells all about this. And then at the bottom, there's a link to the shopping cart so you can sign up for the training. Great. We'll see you on Saturday, Kim. That's terrific. What wonderful 50% improvement in 10 minutes. This is fantastic, man. Wow. I'm so all right. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, Patty.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have to have any previous training in this at all in order to participate on Saturday?
You can go ahead.
I have a couple of.
Yeah, you can go ahead and take the training. And if you have friends who want to take it, it's okay. They'll need to go back and learn the freedom practice so that they can learn the muscle testing and the in and out techniques and the quietness technique. They'll need to kind of go back and do that, but they can get this and then be in the class, and that way they can take that preliminary stuff that would normally be like a prerequisite, but they can take that and then come back and watch the video of this again, of the training again that we're going to do on Saturday. So yeah, if people want to sign up and go through that process, they can. They just need to be aware that they need to get good at muscle testing, or it's not going to do them any good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you everyone for being here tonight. Kim, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Patty. Nice to see you, Susanna.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.